The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back here to Missouri Milestones, the podcast. It's season 1, episode 27 here on November the 20th. Guy Newcomb alongside Kent Mueller. Missouri Milestones, the podcast on Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. We certainly appreciate you tuning in. As always, presented by Lyona Labor's Local 663, building Missouri and reminding all of us to drive safely in work zones. This is episode 27 here in season 1. And hey, do us a favor. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Go to our Facebook page and like us and sign up and follow us on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Hey, these are clubs that, hey, there's no secret handshakes, there's no secret door knocks, and there's no membership dues. Been privileged to catch up with a lot of these athletes, current and former athletes from around the state of Missouri. We'll go over now to Kent Mueller and let us tell us what's coming up a little bit today and tell us about Missouri Milestones. Kent, how are you?
I am just fine, Guy. And, you know, we started Missouri Milestones with 1,000-point career scoring lists for both boys and girls. We now have over 1,500 boys and over 1,300 girls. And it won't be long before we have combined lists totaling more than 3,000 Missouri basketball athletes. Those lists will continue to grow as we dig out more and more of Missouri high school history, and also as we record and recognize those who will cross that threshold each season going forward. Due to the strong response for the basketball career list, we have expanded to include 3 stats for football and 5 stats for volleyball, and that's for both boys and girls volleyball. The popularity of these lists has naturally led to our podcast presentation of Missouri Milestones. In each episode, we sit down with one of these standout athletes to hear the story straight from the source, the work, the mindset, and the moments that make it happen. If you are a coach, an AD, an athlete, or a proud sports parent, this is the podcast made for you. The easiest way to see the list as they get updated is to follow us on X. Follow Guy Newcomb at Scoreboard Guy, and follow me, Kent Mueller, at plain_sports. And by following us, you will get updated lists as they become available. Now that you are following us on X and you know how to contact us, let's get to Missouri Milestones interview of the week. The last couple of weeks, we have heard from athletes currently in high school just as they have crossed career milestones for their entry into Missouri Milestones. The last couple of weeks, we have heard from them, and as we're going to be hearing more and more like that. But today we have Paxton Dempsay. Paxton is a 2020 grad of Kirksville High. He threw for just under 5,000 yards as the Tiger quarterback. We are fortunate to have been able to sit down with Paxton to hear the story of his Kirksville High School playing days and how that has prepared him for life after football. And now you get to hear the story. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Missouri Milestones, the podcast, because history isn't just written, it's earned.
Hello, this is Megan Brinkman, head women's basketball coach at Centralia High School, and a member of Missouri Milestones. Encourage you to stay informed by following at Playing Sports, at Scoreboard Guy, and at Missouri Sports Network on X. With updates on Missouri Milestones, shows, and interviews and scores updated daily, you will stay informed. So go ahead and give them a chance to earn your fandom. Thank you and have a great day.
Hey, welcome back to Missouri Milestones, the podcast here, season 1, episode 26 of Missouri Milestones, the podcast. We're playing on sports. Kent Mueller, I'm Guy Newcomb here, and we will be featuring our 2020 Kirksville graduate, quarterback Paxton Dempsay, who finished with nearly 5,000 yards passing in his high school career. And before we get to this, hey, we want to remind you, hey, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Go to our Facebook page and give us a like. It's at Missouri Sports Network and at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. And sign up to follow us on Twitter at Scoreboard Guy, at Missouri_sports, and at Playing_sports. So I mentioned the segment brought to you by The Bank of Billings established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. We're going north. We'll visit with now 2020 Kirksville High School graduate and quarterback Paxton Paxton Dempsay. I almost said Patrick, which is what I typed in there. But you ever get people confused that Patrick Dempsey and Paxton Dempsey?
Yeah, all the time.
Well, Paxton, tell us a little bit about your memories, and they're not that long ago. I mean, you've just now recently graduated from college. You were a 2020 graduate there at Kirksville. Tell us about those memories that you have playing high school football.
Yeah, like the more we talk about it, the more they'll probably dawn on me. But just a short little recap. I mean, I had a great time, obviously. All 4 years, really only started my last 2.5, but got great memories from all 4. Made a lot of great friendships. A lot of guys I still talk to daily or maybe weekly or catch up now and again, but still close with a lot of them, but a lot of great memories.
Tell us a little bit about those coaches that influenced you, maybe even going back into junior high and at the high school level. Who were some of the coaches that influenced you and what you did on the field?
Yeah, I feel like I've been very lucky through my middle school and high school days where I had great coaches across all sports. The few that come off the top of my head are Coach Tyler Martin, Cody Tate, Derek Allen, and Brad Speak were my 4 basketball coaches. And Brad Speak was actually with me for 2 years in middle school football as well as coaching high school football. I think they did a great job, just shaping who I am, not only as a player, but also as a man. A big one too was Coach Conrad Schottel. His 4 years of head coaching at Kirksville kind of lined up with my 4 years there. So his first year was my freshman year, and his last year was my senior year. I was very fortunate that he actually played quarterback at Truman, and so I got to kind of learn, even in high school, just how to play the position at a high level and kind of how to think the game before actually stepping foot on the field.
Now, Paxton, you were kind of maybe in the middle of that kind of single sport or specialization. Did you play more than one sport in high school? You mentioned your basketball coaches. Did you play more than one sport in high school?
Yeah, I played basketball and football for all 4 years, and then played baseball my junior year and was going to play senior year, but that was when COVID-19 came around and kind of ruined some stuff that spring of 2020.
Yeah. What benefits did that have on you as at being a multi-sport athlete in the sport of football?
I think just staying in shape kind of year round, but also just using different body parts. Obviously, like playing quarterback, didn't really, I wasn't really a run heavy guy or didn't really have to do much mobility wise, but, basketball defensively or fielding a ground ball, there's a lot of lateral movement and footwork that goes into, making a spin move in basketball or turning two in baseball. And I feel like those things just kind of seamlessly like transition into football.
As you look back, and obviously those memories are much more familiar to you than, we got to interview Jimmy Gummersbach, who graduated from CBC High School in 1963, and that's probably before your parents were born.
Yeah.
But, those memories being more fresh in your mind, what are some of those memories that really stand out to you that you'd like to relive again?
Yeah. There's always like big games here and there. The feeling of triumph and victory at the end is always a great feeling, but some of the ones that just come fresh off my mind is, after big wins and bus ride home, just like those memories that you make with your friends. We just blast music and singing along and just being excited and kind of miss those moments.
And Paxton, if you could get in a time machine and go back to that Paxton Dempsey as an 8th grader or even a 7th grader and give yourself some advice based on what you know now after playing 4 years of high school, playing at the college level, what advice would you go back and give that young man based on what you know right now?
Well, I'll probably go with the cliche answer, at least a little bit of just, enjoy it. It does go by quick. But also just kind of hone in on like what you love. Like, don't just do something because you think that's what you're supposed to do or what outside voices tell you that you need to do or have to do, but really just follow what makes you happy and what gives you that drive in your life,
And obviously, your family's had a role in this. Your mom's kind of been your agent here over the past few days with us, making sure we get this set up right. But tell us a little bit about that role that your family played.
Yeah, both my parents are great athletes. Had two brothers; they're athletes as well. Both my parents played collegiate sports. And one of my mom's favorite sayings growing up is she always used, sports metaphors. Is whenever so I'm the middle child, so my older brother Nolan, me were born. He's like, yeah, my parents could always play man-to-man defense when there's just two of us. Like, and then once little brother Camden came along, now there's three. He's like, okay, we kind of got to switch to zone defense, and sometimes you got to take on two instead of just one. But
Now, going back to that, you graduated in 2020. You then decide to play at the next level. Tell us a little bit about your college experience.
yeah, it was short-lived. It was one of those deals I wanted to try it out the next level, see kind of what it was, and had some great memories there as well. COVID certainly didn't help. That was also that first year that transitioned to a lot of online. A lot of things were shut down around campus and whatnot. And excuse me. Yeah, it was short lived, but I made some great memories and some friends I still talk to there as well.
Now, since obviously you just graduated from college, tell the viewers a little bit about what you're doing now, where you're at, and how you ended up there.
Yeah, so I graduated with a bachelor's in mathematics with a minor in statistics. Numbers kind of always been, some of my favorite things to do, like numbers and computers. I had a close friend that got his engineering degree in Mizzou that I played football with him through 4 years in high school. So I joined him at this engineering company, working as like a field technician / inspector for a little bit. And then just recently got the opportunity to come back to my hometown, Kirksville, and get a UPS manager position at UPS, which hopefully it's a very morning-oriented position. So I'm hoping to kind of get back into coaching because it's kind of a good schedule for that going forward.
Well, Kent Mueller from Playing on Sport is alongside, and that numbers and analytics has got to be near and dear to your heart, Kent. And I know you've got some questions and maybe more now with that degree.
Well, many of the people that we interview, some of them have been out for decades out of high school, and others are still in high school. You're kind of in between there. 5 years out of high school, out of college. You've been away from home a little bit. Now you're moving back to Kirksville. What's it like as your view 5 years out of high school, looking back at the high school teams? What's that like now that you're no longer on the field, but that was part of you at one time?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was very lucky to, help coach football 1 year, kind of like help out, and then spent 3 years actually as an assistant basketball coach. And so getting to connect with like some of those current players, and like some recent graduates, kind of just showed me like a different side of the sports world that I never really got to see before, and kind of gave me a newfound love for coaching. So it's been nice to connect with some of those current players and see them succeed on and off the field as well.
Well, that's terrific. Mentorship is a big deal out of high school sports, and is so much better for the athletes when that's there. What would you say is your experiences in football, the leadership, the position that you played, and playing for those 2.5 years and accumulating those yards, working with your teammates? How's that prepared you? How do you see that reflecting in what you're doing professionally now?
Yeah, I think leadership is a big one. Obviously, playing the quarterback position, you kind of have to know what all other 10 guys on the field are doing, and honestly need to know what the 11 guys on defense are doing as well. I think like being vocal was kind of a big growing point for me in high school. Not only being vocal, but also like kind of realizing when you need to be vocal like positively and be vocal negatively, and is when you need to kind of get on some guys and be a little more harsh and get the best out of them.
How would you describe your style of play back then? You have the primary runners, you have the primary passers, you have the drop back passers, a run pass option. What category did you fall in?
Definitely a drop back passer, with kind of sprinkling in a few read options here and there, and a maybe a quarterback sneak, but no, definitely like 95% drop back and kind of relying on my brain more than my athletic ability.
Who is the receiver you found most often?
It's probably a tie between Noah Copeland and Tanner Lane. Both those guys were kind of the tight end wide receiver hybrids. Like them in the slot, kind of getting mismatches on either linebackers or safeties, and it helped. They were both 6'3", 6'4", and big, great hands. So definitely those two.
So good targets.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Well, outstanding. Well, Paxton, we greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here with us this morning on Missouri Milestones, the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. And again, anyone can go and visit this list. If you go to @ScoreboardGuy on Twitter, it's pinned at the top where you can look at all the basketball numbers, the football numbers, the volleyball numbers, and we'll be adding to those. But we're approaching probably 5,000 or 6,000 names now on that list, and with all the sports that we've included and it's being added to daily. And again, I encourage you, go to Missouri Sports Network on YouTube and subscribe, and that way anytime that any of these interviews come out, you will automatically, but they'll be sent right to your phone, and you don't have to watch them, but some of them you may want to watch. So go to that. We encourage listeners and the viewers to do that, and go to Missouri Sports Network on Facebook and give us a like and follow us on Twitter, and you will be the smartest fan in the stands. And here, as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.